titled My Teacher, My Obsession. Riley struggles to meet friends after transferring to a new high school, where her father is an English teacher. When she meets Kyla, a fellow loner, they become close friends until Riley learns that they become best friends. But things take a bad turn when Riley discovers Kyla is infatuated with her father and will go to any length to obtain him. At the beginning of the movie, we observe a janitor who has finished cleaning the floor and is about to go. He notices a noise and goes to investigate. He runs into an distressed girl sitting on the floor and goes to aid her. Then another female runs into him and orders him to flee. Kyla is taking pictures of everyone at school for the yearbook. Chris, their new English teacher, catches her eye and draws her attention to him. Tricia, a popular girl at school, notices Chris and feels she can persuade him in 2 days. In their first English lesson, everyone, especially the females, is overjoyed with their new English teacher. Chris quickly becomes every girl's new crush. Tricia wastes no time after class and begins flirting with Chris. Kyla, on the other hand, walks to her customary hangout spot and sees Riley there, and she says that she introduced herself to her. "My name is Kyla, by the way." Riley shakes her hand and informs her that Chris is her father. After they become friends, Kyla invites Riley to her house for a study session, seeing it as an opportunity to get close to Chris. Following that, we see Kyla become more intrigued in Chris and taking more images of him. When she arrives home, she discovers her mother getting ready to go on a date with a man. Her mother has also purchased new clothing for the occasion. When she observes, Kyla fantasizes about Chris and enjoys herself at night. She goes to Riley's place the next day. She does not waste any time and begins questioning Riley about her father. Riley responds by revealing that her mother was cheating on Chris, which led in a divorce and a move to a new location. Then Kyla tells Riley about her father, who abandoned her when she was 6 years old. Meanwhile, as Riley goes to the bathroom, Kyla rushes directly to Chris's room and fantasizes about being with him. Tricia is still attempting to seduce Chris the next day at school. She flirts with him, but Chris, being old school, misses her cues. Tricia approaches Riley after class and befriends her. Kyla is envy of everyone. Riley is warned by her and Tricia is dangerous and obsessed with Chris. Tricia has a history of misbehaving with teachers, according to Kyla, since she slept with the history teacher that previous year, causing him to be substituted by another instructor for a full year. Later that day, Kyla phones Riley and discovers that Riley is about to turn 18 years old. As a result, Kyla offers that she have a birthday party at her home and Kyla will help her get as many guests as possible. She then switches the subjects to Chris, inquiring about his dating history. She finds out Chris is seeing someone who turns out to be her own mother. She is envious of their flirting and ruins their date. Because his clothing becomes soiled, Chris is obliged to spend that night with them. Kyla can't take her gaze away from Chris as she's eating, but she can't stand seeing her mother and Chris flirt and returns to her room. She is certain that her mother and Chris will be married. Kyla lies about someone watching her change in her room and pretends afraid to destroy their moment. She wants to be with her mother and Chris in order for them to get late. There, she learns that Riley, despite her caution, is hanging out with Tricia. Chris is offers to drive Kyla to school the next morning because he is also headed there after picking up Riley. While they wait for Riley, Kyla flirts with Chris and tells him that she is grown up now and can do whatever she wants in life. Riley joins them in their talk and they depart for school. Riley is confronted at school about her relationship with Tricia, despite her warning that Tricia is using her to get to her father. Riley, on the other hand, informs her that Tricia believes it was Kyla, not her, who had slept with the history instructor. Kyla denies the accusation and treats Riley harshly, pushing her to leave. Later, Kyla confronts Tricia and threatens to keep Riley away from her. Tricia, on the other hand, isn't bothered by her and refuses to back down. Kyla also photographs herself in private poses that night. When Kyla opens her locker the next day, she finds it packed with the photos she took the night before. She goes immediately to Chris, who tells her that he will find a conflictor. Riley notices them but ignores them. Kyla's mother is concerned about her daughter and believes she is being used. Kyla, on the other hand, reassures her that she is well. She also informs her mother that she has been accepted to Emerson College. Kyla and Riley then make apologizes to each other. Kyla also admits that she was the one who slept with the history teacher. Chris offers to drive Kyla home after school. Kyla photographs Chris, who also informs her that he would be meeting her mother later that night. Kyla's mother is getting ready to meet Chris, as we can see. When Chris is in the bathroom, Kyla investigates his phone and discovers secret suggestive message from Tricia. Kyla's mother accuses Chris of taking advantage of his student after reading the notes. Chris is then dumped by her mother, who requests that he leave. Kyla, on the other hand, has enjoyed the situation because her mother is no longer in her way. She then walks over to Chris, who is sitting in the truck, trying to figure out what occurred. Kyla walks in and isn't her any longer and comes. Kyla has finally gotten what she wanted and she is overjoyed. It is subsequently revealed that Kyla, posing as Tricia, was the one who sent those texts to Chris. Chris is absolutely lost in the class the next day. Tricia is still flirting with Chris, but Kyla cuts her off. Meanwhile, the cops arrive at school and arrest Tricia after discovering that phone used to text Chris those messages as well as the images of Kyla from the locker. Riley goes to check on Kyla after class because she isn't happy with Riley meeting new acquaintances. Kyla leaves later that night and Riley's birthday celebration. Kyla's mother finally got over Chris and believes he was having an affair with one of his students. Kyla attends the party and brings her some gifts. She immediately rushes to Chris's room and begins to seduce him. Chris continues to reject Kyla's effort by the scene and flees. Chris tries to stop her, but it's too late. There's no turning back now. Chris decides to pursue her but is stopped by Kyla, who tells him Riley is an alcoholic. Chris dismisses her and departs to locate Riley. Riley tells Kyla's mother everything that happened that night before the next morning. Chris tries to make an apology with Riley at school, but she isn't in the mood. Kyla's mother approaches Chris and slaps him after the lesson. She takes Kyla and departs. Kyla tells her mother that she is of legal drinking age and that she may love anyone she wants and that she and Chris are in love. Riley confronts Chris and demands to know why he did what he did. Chris apologizes to Riley and informs her that he will no longer see Kyla. Riley, at long last, forgives him. Kyla phones Tricia the next day and begs to meet her before school. When Tricia comes, Kyla confesses to framing her and begins striking herself. To frame Tricia, she even damages her fingers. Kyla shouts for aid as Riley and Chris arrive, saying Tricia assaulted her. Tricia is then detained by the police and Kyla is taken to the hospital. Riley and Chris visit Kyla in the hospital, where Riley informs her that her relationship with her father is finished. Kyla appears to concur. She then begs Riley to take over the yearbook duties for the basketball game that night because her hand is hurt and Riley agrees. Kyla also asks Riley if she can say farewell to her father one last time. Kyla tells Chris after Riley leaves that now that Tricia is gone, they can finally be together. Chris, on the other hand, denies her, telling her that their relationship is ended and that she should leave him alone. Kyla is utterly smitten and Chris wishes to further her friendship with him. Kyla insists that she would never leave him and reminds him that he will have not see her in class every day. So Chris decides to quit his work to get away from her and leaves the classroom to get his possessions. Kyla runs to the hospital. Kyla confronts Riley at school and tells her that only one of them can be Chris's life, then stabs Riley in the stomach. She then walks over to Chris's class. She presses the scalpel to his throat, telling him that they were destined to be together. Following that, Kyla confesses that she was the only one who exploited her prior teacher, not the other way around. Riley is still alive and attempting to seek assistance. Chris successfully pushes Kyla off of him. Kyla, on the other hand, attacks Chris, who then knocks his head on the table and becomes unconscious. A janitor overhears the noise and comes across Kyla, who pretends to be injured and asks him to call for assistance. Riley wants the janitor to run for help as he runs, but Kyla finds him and murders him. As a result, Riley and Kyla fight and Riley eventually overcomes Kyla. Riley and Kyla are both taken aback by police in separate ambulances. Riley, on the other hand, is taken aback by the notion that Kyla is still alive. As time has passed, Chris and Riley have moved on from the incident. Riley is getting ready to start her first day at college. A hooded figure whose identity is unknown is watching them from a distance as she bids her father farewell. This is where the movie ends. I hope you enjoyed it. As always, until next time.